everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Nicole, and today I will be discussing some wedding topics that I've experienced for my wedding. So, as everybody knows, about 4 months ago I got married. Exactly September 14th, so it hasn't been quite four months yet. But there was definitely some challenges that I went through as far as getting married. And I've kind of wrote down a little bit of stuff here to kind of go by on my tablet. So yeah, but I hope everybody's having a blessed day today, and I hope that wherever you're at, things are happening for you and it continues to happen for you. And so with that, let's get on with the video. So, as I said, as little as 4 months ago, I got married. I was engaged for 2 years. During those 2 years, right away, we picked a wedding date. Now, a lot of people don't for a little bit, but for me, picking a wedding date was something I needed to do because I needed to book venue where I was going to have my wedding at, or decide where I was going to have it at. Plan when I'm going to get my wedding dress. And by the way, I was late getting my wedding dress, and I'll go into a little more of that in a minute. Third, just needed to have it for invitations and save the dates, invitations, stuff like that. So, because the first thing you do when you go to one of those wedding venue places or decorators or whatever, they always ask you, so when are you getting married? That's the first question they ask you. So for me, picking a wedding date within the first 3 weeks was pretty good. So, which I think we did it within 2 weeks. So yeah, but I knew that I wanted a fall wedding, and the fall wedding, that was just going to be that, because that's always what I wanted and to experience. So with that, knowing that I wanted a fall wedding to begin with was helpful, and what season I was going to have it in. Some brides don't know, and that makes it kind of challenging too, where you don't know what season you're going to have it in, what colors you're going to have, or anything like that. So yeah, but definitely I had a fall wedding. So I had basic colors. I had an orange color, I had a burgundy color, and then I also had a yellow mustard color. And at first I didn't know how well those colors would coincide with each other, but they were great. They worked very well together. It was very fallish and autumn, which that's what I was looking for. So that was the great thing about my wedding. Okay. Now, I did pick a wedding venue place, which some brides are doing now. They're picking wedding venue places that you can have the ceremony at and the reception. And for me, it was just a little bit better. I am in a rural kind of side of the country in Wisconsin. So for me, doing that was just a lot better, because sometimes you have to travel to get from place to place, and it could be 20, 30, 40 minutes apart to get to places that are nice, or places have ceremonies and receptions at for weddings. So, the first thing I did was, of course, I booked engagement pictures. So I had a really good friend that helped me with that. So the price wasn't that much at all. I think it was $180, and she did real well. And she's just starting out in photography, so I kind of got lucky knowing somebody like that. I used to work with her, and she's a really kind person, and so she gave me $180 for a package, which was an 8x10, and then it was all on a USB chip, and I was able to take copies off of there, and I kind of made the pictures out myself through my jet printer, which I don't have no more because it broke. So yeah, but anyways, because there was a lot of pictures being made at that time. So I did all that, and they turned out very nice. And then from there, I just started planning my wedding. We went to, people stay to go to wedding venues, to get vendors, where you can go in one place, like oh gosh, I forget what they call them, but yeah, but anyways, it's a big place, and they hold it, so many times a year, and then you go and they have a bunch of vendors at one place. You can find a DJ, the cake, the wedding dress people, and then you kind of decide from there. But you know what, really, that was one of the cons to this, is that I didn't really find that helpful, because lots of them that even were having the wedding dress shows, it just wasn't what I was looking for. And yeah, I wasn't, yeah, so that I didn't find that helpful at all. So it kind of went from, and what I did was research on the internet. I researched places, venue places, vendors, everything. But the only thing I didn't really have to research was a photographer, because I already had her, which I got her for $500, and I got over 700 pictures from the wedding. So I was lucky there once again. I didn't have to spend thousands of dollars for a photographer. So that's the pro in this. So the other pro was finding my venue place. Now, the venue place that I found, it was Willow Springs in LLC, Wausau, Wisconsin. Wonderful place to have a wedding. Very pretty, especially in the fall, because it was out in the country, and it was an outside wedding, and it was out in the country. Temperature was great, and I couldn't ask for any better weather. And matter of fact, the whole week it rained except our day. Our day came on Saturday, and it was perfect. And I mean, there was no clouds in the sky, nothing, and it was very beautiful. And and then we had the altar, and then all you could see is countryside. I'm gonna try to throw some pictures in there of that in this vid here. So yeah, look for that. So anyways, and if you want to look it up, it's Willow Springs LLC, Wausau, Wisconsin. Very beautiful place. So I found that, and I did book it. At all those venue places, you need a deposit. And usually it's about $5,000 to $1,000 deposit to hold your spot and your date. Lots of times, especially in rural areas like this, small towns, it's hard to get a date. Especially September 14th, it was a very popular date in fall to get married, and I know a lot of people that had birthdays that day and weddings too. I think there was 3 other people that I knew that was having a wedding on that day. So that was one of the cons to my wedding planning. Also was September 14th was a day that was very popular, and because it is in the getting fall, and it's right when fall begins, and out here in Wisconsin, you want to get things done in fall if you're having something like that before October, because usually we have snow in October. So that wasn't a thing for me, but sometimes I wish I would have done it a little sooner, maybe in August got married and still had a fall wedding, because you could still do that. But yeah, September 14th was, yeah, I should have picked a different wedding date. I don't know. But then again, I don't know, thinking back, maybe I shouldn't have. That was the date for us, and that's what we picked. So the second thing was finding a DJ. Now, I did find my DJ at, a wedding event place. That's right. And the funny thing about that was, he was from Central Wisconsin. He was well known here. He knows a bunch of people in Wisconsin. And so I went to that wedding convention thing, and everybody else had all these lights going and lasers going, and they all wanted $3,000-$4,000 just to be a DJ for 5 hours. So then I found a place called Larger in Life Productions, and he's out of Marshfield, Wisconsin, and wonderful guy. Couldn't ask for anything better. He did a beautiful job, and I didn't really know what a grand march was, and he explained everything to me in detail, what that all, was, because my husband and his mom wasn't really explaining it too well to me because they thought I already knew, but I really didn't. So he kind of went more in depth, and he was very helpful, very nice man, and he knew half of my people at my wedding. So, yeah. And I got him for $600 for 4 hours. Can't beat that. When I was looking at DJs that wanted $1,500 to $2,000. So I did save a lot of money on the DJ, and he did a wonderful job. Sometimes the price isn't everything. It's the person and his experience and quality of experience. So yes. So then I did go and I did my cake, and there is one website that it was very helpful to me for picking out colors and picking out wedding cake and just kind of design. I kind of went through more than one design, looking for that perfect cake, and I finally found it, and that's Christy Cakes in Spencer, Wisconsin. If you guys want to look her up, if you guys are from Wisconsin or ever coming through here, she is a wonderful cake maker. Her cakes are very delicious, and so I did get a 3-tiered cake from her, and it was beautifully decorated. Plus I had a fountain that had orange coloring watering through the middle of it, and it kind of just cascaded down in the middle of the cake. Very beautiful. I also had 200 cupcakes along with that 3-tier cupcake. Now, the only part that was real on that cake was the top portion. Yeah. Yep. So was the top portion. So, and then the cupcakes, of course. That's why I had cupcakes, and they were easier and more economically and just easier and faster for everybody to grab at the reception. Well, no, after the dinner and stuff. So yeah. So I went with that, and I only paid her like $375 for all that. When I was looking at wedding cakes that were over $1,200 and up, I seen a wedding cake that I was interested in. It was $2,500, and I was like, you know what? And especially, when you don't have a lot of money in life and you work for everything you got, and money is tight at times, and for us, we spent about $13,000, and that was a lot for a wedding. For us, it was. Anyways, it might not be a lot for some, but it was for us, and we kind of wanted to go our cheapest way, and I got some really good deals. Okay, and then my wedding venue place, we had the ceremony outside, and just beautiful area, and then we had our reception right inside. It was like an old church kind of style. We had the reception inside, the dinner reception inside, and then we had the dance inside also, because later that evening it did start sprinkling a little bit, and it was just getting colder. So with that, and then I also went on iTunes and picked all my music, because the wedding venue place also provided Bluetooth speakering, and I went on there and selected all my music for my reception and my ceremony. So that was a nice thing, because I was able to put my finishing touches on everything too. And then I also did get a decorator, and I only paid $400 for the decorator, and she did my bouquets, my boutonnieres, and everything, and she did a terrific job. I mean, she did a wonderful job, and she even decorated my arch, our memory table, all that. I had a memory table with pictures of me and my husband when we were children, as we were growing up, and then when we met, and all that, and it was very nice. And then we also had a gift table and stuff, and then of course our cake table, and then of course we had our head table where all our groomsmen and bridesmaids sit, and then everybody sat out from us. So we had a very nice dinner, country dinner, I would say. I think, we had fried chicken, mashed potatoes, corn, stuff like that, stuffing, rolls, fresh baked rolls, which was nice. And then after that, and then we did supply our alcohol, which we had some hard alcohol, whiskey and stuff like that. We did buy a keg and a half of beer, and we did buy our own champagne, which we set at the dinner when we had the dinner on each table. So I believe that I had close to 90 people at my wedding. It wasn't like a big wedding, but it was big enough for us. Okay, so because each plate is usually $12 or $15 a plate at places like that. The food was great. It was wonderful. I mean, it was worth it. It really was. But the thing of it is that when you do those wedding venue places, you got to make sure that it is how many people are actually coming when you do RSVPs, because it's very important that you know. There was a lot of people that didn't get back to me with RSVPs, and then I couldn't get a hold of them. But we estimated 140 people and only 90 came. So I was out those plates of money, which is a con in when you get one of those wedding venue places. So and then of course we took all the food home that day from the wedding, and then we were able to use it at the gift opening. When people came for the gift opening, we also had a dinner there the next day. So that was pretty good. And then we stayed in a hotel. So my bridesmaids and the groomsmen, we stayed in a hotel, which we stayed at the Marriott. We got a really good deal. And I believe it was $90 a room, and it was only $25 for our room because we booked so many rooms in advance. So we got a little discount, and we had a jacuzzi in our room and everything. And it was very, very special. So that was the Marriott in Wausau, Wisconsin. Very great place. They go out of their way to serve you and everything. Because I mean, when I walked into the hotel room, I had rose petals from the door to the bed, on top of the bed. It was very beautiful. And then we had a pillowcases that said Mr. and Mrs. on it, and we also had a bottle of champagne and chocolates, and it was just special, you know. And they went out of their way. So with that, when I went wedding dress shopping, the wedding dress that I got was very, very beautiful. Had a lot of beading in here and, you know, bling. It was beautiful. It was all laced, and it was just it was sleeveless, and the sleeves came to here, and it was like a tank top kind of one. And then it was a ball gown also, and it was very beautiful. I even had I paid for alterations, which I didn't pay that much at all for alterations for my bridesmaids and my wedding dress. I think I paid a total of $425, I believe we paid for everything, and that was of the bustle with my wedding dress. Now those can get pretty pricey depending on what you want in a bustle. If you want a silhouette or bustle, yeah, pretty pricey. So, but I really got a good deal because a lot of people that I got my services through, everybody kind of knew in my town, and that's a good thing about small towns is, you know, a lot of people know each other and all that. So that was a good thing. So Pinterest, like I said, was a really good site to get ideas off of, the colors off of, how you wanted things to go, ideas for your wedding, stuff like that. So in decorations, I probably spent about $500 in decorations, also because I wanted certain things in my wedding, and I bought the altar piece for the altar. I bought the aisle decorations and stuff like that. Because I wanted that certain special something and what meant it to me, and I love doing those kind of things and looking for things and planning for things like that anyways. But the good thing about my decorators, they were able to take my decorations and use them and compile them and, you know, intertweak my decorations with theirs, which was really, really nice because most of them won't do that. They want the money, and they want to use their stuff so they get the money, which I get. They're in that business, so anybody would do that. Second of all, Vistaprint is a very good place to get save the dates and invitations. It's very simple to use. You just upload your photo, even if you don't want to use a photo. of your own, that's fine. I use my engagement photo for the save the dates, and then after that I just used sunflowers and stuff for my invitations and thank you cards. So I did they're a wonderful site to use, very cheap and low cost. I think I spent $250 for everything, save the dates, invitations, and thank you cards. So also, the second thing is you need to really investigate places where you're going to do online shopping and do registries on. Now, I did do Zola, okay? But the only thing with that is I didn't want to be too expensive for people not to be able to afford a gift, or felt that they had to spend a lot of money to get me a gift, because that's not what I wanted. But Zola is a great place to do it if you don't care about that, or nobody, you know, and you're not worrying about that. But their stuff is pretty high priced on Zola. It is a website for everything. You can do your invitations on there, everything. I mean, it's a great place, and you make your own website up, and you know, that's all free and everything to do that. But there's stuff that they have on there that you can do registries on, you know, and stuff, because it's like one big registry, and you can select gifts from there, and then you give people your website, and they're able to go on the Zola website onto your wedding site and see everything that you've been doing, planning, which is it's a good thing. It is. But then I kind of veered from that halfway between my wedding. It was really stressful, and yeah, so. And then, so I went to Walmart.com. I'm a simple girl. I don't care about really expensive stuff. So I went to Walmart.com, and I'm going to tell you about Walmart.com. So when people buy stuff off Walmart.com, they don't even send anything when the gifts come to your house. They do not send who it's from at all. There's no card inserted in the box or nothing, and it's a big old guessing game. I had stuff that was sent from Walmart.com to my house and had no idea who sent it or anything, which that was the con with Walmart.com. Beautiful stuff they have at Walmart, cheap stuff, I mean, and they have expensive stuff, and it is convenient, but that, because then you guys kind of go around and have people ask for you, or you can't just, or on your thank you cards, you know, what I did was thanks for sharing our memories. And I kind of wanted on our thank you cards to say thank you for this gift, or thank you for the gift of money, but then I didn't do that because some of the things I didn't even know who it came from. So yeah, but anyways, let's see. So yeah, and so let's go back to the wedding dress. So I got the wedding dress, and it was nice. I just felt that at the time I was losing a lot of weight, and I just felt I was going to lose more weight. And I kind of probably should have went with a long sleeve wedding dress now that I think about it, but it was still beautiful, and I was beautiful. People complimented me and stuff, and I felt beautiful in it. I did have a lot of problems with the wedding dress company. So I got my wedding dress 9 months before I was supposed to, and then I was informed that the wedding dress company, I should have done this a year and a half ago, which I kind of thought, okay. So they didn't tell me that when I bought the wedding dress that it was going to be coming from overseas. There's nothing wrong with coming from overseas, but if I would have known that, I'd have been a little more cautious, because it takes a long time for things to come from the overseas. It does, period. And then sometimes, you know, you get poor quality stuff from coming overseas, or packaging damages, or anything like that from coming overseas. So, and the time that my wedding dress got here in August, in the middle of August, I only had a month left to my wedding and my bridesmaid dresses. And I only had a month left to get alterations done, everything. And thank God the alteration woman was able to work with me and be okay with that. And because usually you have 2 or 3 fittings before your wedding dress is done, and she only had 1 fitting to come up with all this and do a bustle and everything. Okay, so I had a lot of problems. They told me one thing and they told me another. And then because originally it was supposed to be here 2 months before my wedding, and then it went down to 2 weeks. 4 weeks to 3 weeks. Very iffy. And that was Elegant Occasions in Wausau, Wisconsin. I was told a lot of things there that didn't really expire. They told me a lot of things the day that I brought my dress. So my dress was $2,600, and I felt that they told me a lot of stuff just to get my money. So you really, really need to go with a big corporate wedding dress place, I feel, because like David's Bridal, because they're corporate and they're a chain and they're going to provide more. You know, at Elegant Occasions, I just kind of felt that I wasn't treated really special for my stay. I didn't think at any time. So that was the bad thing, and I had to really be persistent with them to get what I needed by the time that I needed it. Okay. That's another thing too. When you're getting married, people don't really consider it being very important because it's not their day. And even though they're in that business, doesn't mean they're sympathetic to your day and they know to make your day special. You know, and they have a lot of people they deal with also, and I get that. But yeah, so sometimes you have to go beyond the shadow of a doubt to make things happen. So I did do that. The only other thing that the tuxedos, we got them from the same place, Elegant Occasions, and I wasn't really happy with the tuxedos. They weren't like what it looked like in the book. They were rentals, but in the book they looked a lot nicer and more fitted. So they weren't, I didn't really think they were that fitted. But anyways, but they still looked nice. Nobody noticed or anything like that. So, yeah, but that, and then we had a rehearsal dinner also, which costed money. My mother-in-law paid for that, which was very, very nice of her. And my father-in-law cooked everything because he's a chef and he's a really good cook. So I had that advantage also. So, yeah, so that was basically a nutshell. And in the last 6 months, if I can tell any bride anything, is be more relaxed and do everything at least a year and a half before to plan for things, because the last thing that you want to do 6 months before your wedding is be scrambling around, not sure of anything, and people not giving you the right info that you need. And being persistent is probably the best advice I can give a bride. That's for sure. So you have to be pretty persistent on some things. And so like I said, I spent like $13,000 on my wedding, which was a very, very good price for a wedding, because they can go up to $20,000 and more, you know. So, and my wedding venue place, I only paid $5,000, roughly about $5,500 for that place. So yeah, but it was a really nice place, and I recommend it to anybody. And that's Willow Springs LLC in Wausau, Wisconsin. So yeah, anyway, and her name is Peggy that runs the place actually. So yeah, let's see. So yeah, the places that I can tell you for references is Pinterest. Pinterest is great. It's great for anything really, but really planning parties and weddings and bridal showers and baby showers, it's really good for. And then also the Vistaprint for weddings and stuff is a very, very nice place also. Zola is too. I would give Zola I would give them a 70% rating, because, you know, on Zola too, you can also find vendors in your area that provides, you know, things. But the best advice I can give a bride is shop around. Shop around. And if you plan everything a year and a half before your wedding, I was able to go to the Dollar General and get a lot of fall leaves and fall flowers. And winter. I did it in winter around December, and I was able to get them all like 90% off. So that saved me a lot of money with that. And I had so much fall flowers and so many leaves. I still have them. I have totes fulls of them upstairs, and I don't know what to do with them. So probably next year, well, this coming up fall, when it gets more to fall in the summertime, I'm probably just going to give them away for free on Facebook or whatever. So yeah, but that was that. And oh yeah, so what was I gonna say? And see, now I forget. Okay, so yeah, so anyway, Zola, it was a good place. It just was pretty high priced for gifts. That's all. But if you don't care about that, then I would give it 100%. So yeah, but yeah, that was my wedding, and I had a beautiful wedding. I couldn't ask for anything more, and the person that I married he's wonderful. So yeah, but and then if I could give any other bride any advice, I would say, 3 months before the wedding, really just have everything done so you and your fiance can share memories and spend time together, because that's very, very important. Because as soon as you get married, it's pretty busy. It's busy. You're getting back to work. You're having to pay off things that you got through for your wedding, and just having to really work hard to have a savings. And unfortunately, I came in some bad areas where I didn't have a job. I do have a job now. I just got one, so that's a plus. But my husband has been working overtime and stuff so we can pay the bills, basically, which, yeah. So, and he's great and wonderful, and I couldn't ask for anything more, and he's definitely a blessing. So, but if you can spend 2 or 3 months before your wedding together and really enjoy it and take everything in, family, friends, then that's what's important. So, and as long as you have what you want in your wedding, and you don't let people tell you what to do with your wedding, because it's something that you're going to remember for the rest of your life, and nobody else is going to remember too much of anything. And the only thing they're really going to remember is the food. The food and the drinks. That's about it. So, but you, on the other hand, will remember every single little detail. So throughout the whole years. And that's what's important. So don't get wound up in everyday stuff and having to have all the haves, and because it's really not necessary, because really what it's really truly about is you and your new husband and your life together and what it means to you. So with that, I'm gonna go, and I hope you guys have a blessed day and a wonderful day, and I hope that this vlog, I was able to help some people and help you guys to expect, and then the websites that I give you also will be helpful. So yeah, and if you're in Wausau, Wisconsin, or anywhere towards that area in central Wisconsin, look those places up. Definitely look them up. Great places to work with and to have events at. Any event, really, just not weddings. They also do parties and anniversary parties and birthday parties and all that. So and they also have events throughout the years, especially Willow Springs. They have all kinds of events through the year. Even went to a mystery dinner right before I got married there, and it was great, and it was a very, very fun time. We had a very nice dinner, and she really goes out of her way for everything to be special and unique. So yeah, but anyways, so if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and hopefully nobody disliked it, but hey, what are you gonna do? And if you like my channel, please subscribe. Well, yep, right down there. And hit the notification bell so you can get my vlogs when I upload. And okay, be blessed. Have a good day. Bye.